wake up every day
to challenge the status quo.
This digital transformation journey is accelerating.
and our businesses are adapting,
responding,
innovating,
and delivering.
We call it agility.
boundless agility.
Seeing tomorrow
Today. It starts with listening to customers
Partners.
and investing in technology that pushes us
Forward.
innovation that makes us
future-proof. So let's embrace the unknown challenges
Let's drive the future of business.
Let's accelerate
with boundless agility.
together.
Please welcome Acumatica Chief Executive Officer, Jon Roskill.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Acumatica Summit 2022. Wow. How about a hand for DJ Kara over there? Awesome job this morning. Thanks. You got me revved up, so it's great. And we got lots of fun at the party tonight. Got another fantastic DJ to join us there. So let me just start by thanking you all so much for being here. You know, you're investing money, obviously, to travel, and that's difficult right now more than ever. But you're investing your most important asset, your time, to come and spend the time at the Acumatica Summit here with us. And you know, our job here is to deliver a fantastic experience for all of you. And we want to make sure you leave here, you know, with the information, with the tools, with the capabilities to go off and be successful. But a big part of the Acumatica Summit, it's really a big part about Acumatica, is the community that we've built around it. And you know, this is ground zero for that Acumatica community. And so I want to make sure that part of you being here is about building connections with peer customers, you know, checking out, obviously, in the marketplace. It was so fun last night to be in that marketplace with all of you. It's grown so much over the years. So checking out all of the partner ISV applications in the marketplace, et cetera. So we want to make sure that we're here to deliver everything you need. Now, I hope to leave you today with three things, all right? Number one, our why. You know, why? What are we doing here? What's our mission? Because it's the foundation for every decision that we're making. Number two, how. How we take technology and our constant cycle of innovation and deliver that on the mission. And then lastly, the what. How we pull all of those together and we bring it together through our collective global community and ecosystem. The reason this all matters is it's about enabling you, our customers, along with their partners, to navigate your ongoing digital transformation journeys. Now, Acumatica was a company that was created around the notion of digital transformation. We've been talking about it since day one. And there's this misconception that's perpetuated by the industry that digital transformation is this thing where some fairy appears with a magic wand and waves it and boom, you are transformed, okay? And it's a one and done. And I'm here to tell you that that's a fallacy. We have now studied hundreds and hundreds of the Acumatica thousands of customers, thousands and thousands of Acumatica customers. And you know, we're studying the ones that are really pushing the envelope with what they're trying to do with their business and what they're trying to do with Acumatica as a product line. And what we've learned is that it's not a one-time event, but it's a continuum. And as long as innovation is continuing, and as long as their business requirements continue to grow, you know, which a business that's pushing itself is always doing, that digital transformation journey will continue. And of course, Acumatica is advancing our technologies in parallel, providing new capabilities. So the best companies are the ones that are able to take their business requirements along with these Acumatica capabilities and merge them together into a digital transformation roadmap. Now, back in July, we had 3 such companies here on stage with me, all going through their own unique digital transformation journeys. Clive Coffee, Portland-based coffee specialty retailer that was having to shift from being an online business, being a retail business to being an online business, really overnight because of the pandemic. ISS, a Houston-based business that was created literally overnight as a spin-out out of a major company. And then lastly, Mosaic, a New York State-based nonprofit that was having to respond to a COVID-driven acquisition. And so all 3 of these entities were using Acumatica capabilities and aligning them with what that business needed at that particular moment in order to achieve those radical shifts, in order to shift from retail to online, in order to create that $100 million business out of nothing, in order to drive that COVID-driven acquisition and be successful. And we're all driving towards that same thing, which at the end of the day is the business agility. The business agility to not just be able to react and recover, but to be able to proactively respond to take advantage of those opportunities that are laid out in front of us. Now, I'm very excited this morning to be able to share with you another great story of an Acumatica customer. Green Bay Packaging, a multi-billion-dollar entity that's been running Acumatica for some time now, and to hear about their digital transformation journey. And so they're sitting over here with Acumatica's own Sarah Coupe. Sarah, take it away.
Thank you, John. Great to have you. Great to see familiar faces and new faces. I have Jason Briesmeister here from Green Bay Packaging, Tim Thompson from Crestwood Associates. Jason, why don't we start with you? Can you share a little bit about Green Bay Packaging?
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. It's an honor to be up here with you. So Green Bay Packaging is a 3rd-generation family-owned company that's been serving the packaging industry for about 90 years now. We primarily make boxes that we sell to other manufacturers for them to pack and ship their products in. So basically any size, shape, box you can think of, we can do. Excellent.
So what has the last 2 years looked like with Acumatica? It's got to be so different.
It is, yeah. So we started our journey about 2 years ago when our 30-year-old mainframe financial systems the vendor decided to not support it anymore. So we were in a position we had to choose a new system, and we looked at really 2 criteria, and that was it had to be easy to use for our employees, and it had to integrate well with other systems. So we are a very decentralized company, and we've actually built over 100 different integrations where we're sending data from Acumatica to another system or from another system into Acumatica. And really from, almost immediately we've been seeing benefits. A quick example of that is just the ability to drill down from our financial statements down to the transactional level stuff. It takes seconds for us to do that. In our mainframe process, we used to spend hours at the end of the month doing that. And where the value to the organization is, now we can be, instead of just the people that process the transactions and the scorekeepers, we're really the business interpreters and telling the story of what's happening every month.
Oh, that's terrific. Certainly not something you could have done by yourself. Tim, can you share with us a little bit about what Crestwood Associates as the partner has done and supported Green Bay Packaging?
Sure. Thank you, and thanks for having us today. As I look at it, really kind of 3 things have happened that make this partnership between Crestwood and Green Bay Packaging so strong. So first, we listen. Second, we really engage. And third, when we look at the partnership, we are willing to trust each other. And so when we listen, we don't just listen actively. Our teams listen aggressively. And we're willing to listen in a way that ingests the information, ingests what we're hearing from each other, but then challenge if it doesn't make sense. Second, we're willing to trust each other. We recognize that Green Bay Packaging are experts in their business processes, they're experts in their legacy technology, and they're experts in the businesses that they own and operate. And likewise, Crestwood, like so many partners in this room, are experts in the Acumatica platform and the ancillary technologies. That requires both parties to come together and meet in the middle and work together and go back to that first point, listen to each other and ensure that meeting in the middle allows us the opportunity to maximize the investment in the platform that we're making. Finally, as we look at the kind of the joint team, we know that that's not enough, and we're willing to engage outside parties. We're willing to engage Acumatica. We're willing to engage the awesome ISV community to ensure that we're getting the solutions that we see. When we engage with Acumatica, we rely on Acumatica to help us see around the corner, understand what opportunities that exist for Green Bay packaging for all of our clients. We rely upon the third parties to fill gaps that may exist within the product today. So we listen, we engage, and ultimately we trust each other very, very much.
Yeah, Tim, I echo everything you said. I think the ability for us to have a partner we can trust and that will challenge us when we're trying to go down a path that might not make a whole lot of sense. You'll come back with, well, have you thought about it this way or gone a different direction? So it's really been a benefit for us to have you kind of in our court helping us go through this process. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's so exciting to hear that type of partnership and understand how that's taken place. Jason, can you share with us, what does 2022 look like for you going forward?
Yeah, so that we still have about 12 to 18 months left in this kind of journey we're on, and so 2022 is going to be all about getting more of our sites onto Acumatica.
Wonderful.
It's kind of interesting. We go around, and for the users that aren't on Acumatica, we show little snippets of what the system can do, and their first question is, when can we go live? When are we ready to? We're ready to go now, and so it's exciting for us to be able to bring that to them.
Oh, wonderful. Well, this has been an absolute pleasure to have you both up here. Certainly appreciate it, Jason, Tim. I'm going to go ahead and turn it right back over here to Jon.
Yeah, please, come join me over here, guys. All right, Jason. Yeah, Tim. All right. So fantastic story there, Green Bay Packaging and what you guys have done with Crestwood. And I am very, very excited to announce that Green Bay Packaging is the 2022 Acumatica Customer of the Year. So congratulations, guys. Now, I do want to talk a little bit more about where you guys are going forward. So, Jason, you talked about the verticalization of Green Bay Packaging and how you've brought it all together. But can you say a little bit more about what Acumatica has given you for capability across all of that?
Yeah, so Green Bay Packaging is a vertically integrated organization, which means we have kind of timberlands that create pulp for our paper mills, and then the paper mills make paper for our box plants. And the box plants obviously make the end product that we sell to our customers. So having all of our data in one place will give us some more visibility and transparency across those distinct business units that we really haven't had necessarily before. So we're excited really to get everybody on and get that visibility, and I think it's going to help us anticipate different things happening in one of those business units into the other.
Absolutely, better planning and better agility ultimately. So Sarah, thank you. We've got the award here, the 2022 Customer of the Year Award. Let's do a picture. Come on up, guys. Okay.
All right.
Thank you again. Thank you so much for being with us, and congratulations. What a great story. What a great story of what they've been able to do with all the entities, and that the vertical stack is so interesting. So, back to Acumatica and the mission. At one level, everything we do, and you heard it in the story there, is about challenging the status quo, about helping our customers become an agile business. We're not unlike all of your businesses. We are working hard to grow, and like you, we do business with organizations that we trust. And we're mission-driven. Our mission, our why, we get up every day to think about, is to challenge ourselves to find a better way. How can we strive more and more to help our customers improve? We never stop pushing, we never stop innovating, knowing that we can do better tomorrow than we did today. We want to level that playing field for all of you, whether you're a nonprofit or a for-profit, small or large, a government or an NGO entity, public or private. We want to give you the ability to be able to compete in today's digital economy. And we believe that adaptability and business agility can help you avoid negative outcomes and go beyond that to being able to seize these opportunities that they're in front of all of us. This ongoing digital transformation journey that we've been talking about, it's critical to all of our organizations as we strive to address these needs of today and tomorrow. Now, one of the things I want to highlight, and you've heard it in all the stories we've talked about, is the preparation that's required. You know, it's critical in these times of uncertainty, and you heard the teams talk about their planning, their preparation, and also their alignment with the Acumatica product cycle. And the best companies take all of this together. They take what we're doing with Acumatica's products and what their own agility roadmap is, and they bring them together to make the best of both worlds, a fully empowered organization that's agile. Let's take a deeper look at that.
Please welcome Acumatica Chief Product Officer, Ali Johnny.
Woo! Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's been an amazing journey, and yesterday was a great day because I got a chance to meet a lot of you out there, and each of you were telling me a little bit about your stories, you know, how you're going through your digital transformation and how you're using Acumatica technology in your business and how you're agile. I mean, you guys are all here, but you're still doing business. I mean, that's a testament to how connected Acumatica can make you and what kind of technology we're thinking about and what we're investing in. And as you all know, Acumatica was born in the cloud. And you know, it was built on proven technology and because of the timing of when we came out and we were born in the cloud. And we got a chance to start with a very clean slate. And what that means is we didn't have the design constraints that many of the other all the other ERP vendors had. When they think about building their next technology, they had to work through the constraints of all the existing customers, migrating them. And we didn't have any of that. So that allowed us to really focus on building a highly flexible platform and then build the application sets on top that are highly connected and highly flexible, industry-focused, to give you that business agility that you need and provide you with a very future-proofed product that not only meets your needs today, but it can also meet all your needs in the future. So how do we make sure that we continue to do that? And one of the things that we do is we look at all the different industry trends. And we heard from you, for example, yesterday. Some of the key trends that are shaping the industry is all about anytime, anywhere. We need to be able to work everywhere. We used to think about bringing our own devices to work, but now we have to think about bringing your own environment. That's what BYOE is. And in that environment brings a lot of challenges, things like security and IT, collaboration, and that you guys saw our Teams integration, for example, and you guys love working with us to figure out how do we collaborate in the software. And much, much more to come when you think about compliance, ransomware attacks, and many, many of these types of security issues. Next, the next trend that's really important is this notion of democratization of technology. And what that means is it's basically involve everyone in your business to innovate. It can't just be a few individuals in the company that know how to do technologies. Everyone in the company can think like a technologist regardless of their technical skills. And with Acumatica, we provide all the tools to them so that it can be as simple as they need and as sophisticated as they want. So let me show you kind of an example of that. You know, there's all these different things that different people need to do. They need to do data access, UI navigation, data capture. You know, you might want to control business rules, integrations. We heard a lot about how hundreds of integrations for Green Bay packaging. That was really interesting. And then there are these power developers. So there's different skill sets and different needs across the board. So let's look at some. Data access. So, you know, we have these powerful generic inquiries that let you access your data, create filtering, share these filters. We have pivot tables that let you work within the application and slice and dice the information without having to rely on other tools like Excel and drill down into the records. We have side panels that are highly configurable that lets users, without having to rely on the IT staff, to create these environments that are highly personalized to them. We have dashboards that are easy drag and drop tools that any non-technical user can configure and have just the information they need at their fingertips. And then for the little bit more power users, even paper reports can be easily modified with drag and drop tools, and very simple to do, and right away you have the information you need and that you can share. And then when you think about UI navigation, even those are configurable. We have workspaces and menu systems that are highly flexible with, again, low-code, no-code tools with drag and drop. You can change colors and themes to match your business environment, screen designers, and mobile workspaces that are highly configurable. And then data. As you capture data, we have attributes that can be easily context sensitive. So whether you're in a case or an opportunity or a sales order, you can control what attributes show up without having to write any code about the business rules. You can create user-defined fields to capture unique information about whatever transaction or thing that you're doing without, again, writing any code. We have an approvals engine that, again, lets you create business flows and processes and create approvals that go to chain. Maybe 2 people need to approve it, maybe it's in sequence, but all that is configurable without, again, writing any code and empowering each person to be able to do it on their own. And if you're a really powerhouse user, even then you don't have to write code. You can use our visual workflow to drag and drop components, create new states, manage those states, again, all without writing code. And then finally, if you want to write code, we can give you that sophistication as well. You can either write simple code with like Power Effects scripting, where it's Excel-like scripting that you can just create fields and put formulas in and get that information, or you can go deep down into things like business events that trigger notifications, and even get into Visual Studio if you need to, and write sophisticated code and connections to other systems, and have a very powerful SDK that you can use and even understand the data schema of the system, and we even give you tools for that. So technology for everyone means, again, that every user should be able to have the tools they need and be able to be involved in that community, that technology building of your company. What do you all think about that? Right? All right, so we've seen a lot of new technologies emerging, right? There's lots of them, from mobile to AI to serverless computing, RFID, NFC, IoT devices, they're everywhere. But how do we use those emerging technologies to our advantage? So there's a phenomena that's really interesting, which is called the Combinatorial Effect. And the Combinatorial Effect is all the study about how much business impact when combining multiple technologies can have to your business. We all know when you mix cloud and ERP, it already gives us a multiplier on your efficiency, your agility, and so on. But as you add additional complementary technologies that are supportive of each other, such as mobile and RFID, you even get a bigger multiplier, which is a much, much better impact on your business. And Acumatica looks for these combinations, such as machine learning and other technologies, to give you the maximum effect as you combine these technologies. So that's one of the ways we think about technology, not just for the sake of technology, but very pragmatic on how it can impact your business and what does that multiplier look like. And you've seen a lot of features that we've released over the last few releases that just do that. Things like our mobile watch, our AP document automation, our expense management and receipts with recognition, and all these technologies are accelerating rapidly. And you're going to see a lot more of these tomorrow. But I want to give you a glimpse of one example that we're currently working on, which is autocomplete, but it has to be context sensitive. So in this example, I'm in the lead. I'm talking to a customer. The customer is saying, I'm looking for information on pricing. But as I type, the system's already thinking ahead within context of leads, and it's populating text for me. So I don't have to think anymore, and I can get the job done very, very quickly. And this can happen also if you're working with cases. So if you're working on a help desk system and people are reporting issues, and even when you're typing account names, it'll know, who are your customers on and help you complete those names as you fill in fields. So it really makes the process much more rapid. But most importantly, it's learning in the process about your behavior, and it's predicting what you're thinking before you even know it. Great, right? All right. So when we think about all these technologies, how do we decide which ones do we pick? Which ones go into the roadmap? And how do they end up into the product? So it's actually, fairly simple. Mostly we watch and listen to people who are actually using the software. Yesterday I was interacting with you guys. You were telling me a lot about some of the, how you use the software. But I did see one challenge that was not software related, and all of us was wearing these masks, and I was like, how do I solve this problem of people always wanting to take off the mask, put the mask on, take off the mask? We didn't have a solution with that one. But no, it's truly about watching people use the software, right? And what challenges they have, what business challenges they have, but not only solving those, but anticipating what the next challenge they will have once we solve this one. And to do that, we have to be connected with you guys all the time. So one of the ways we do that is our community portal. We have well over 10,000 users with hundreds of discussions going on, thousands of ideas with voting. So if you don't know about a community portal, you're going to hear a lot more about it from Sanket and our customer general session tomorrow. So make sure you visit the community portal, because that's one of the places that we connect with you and we learn a lot about what you do. And then we take the greatest and best ideas that we see on the portal and other ways that we collect information, and we bring it together into customer advisory groups. In fact, we had meetings yesterday with all the different industry leaders and with each of the editions that we have for distribution, retail, manufacturing, construction. And we get together and we talk about some of the things that we're thinking about, the feedback we've gathered from you, and how do we design the elements to solve those problems. Next, we actually come on site, because if we don't understand your environment, we're not going to be able to innovate. So we come out, we look at what you do exactly, what challenges you're having and facing, and sometimes, believe it or not, maybe you're not even realizing what challenge you're facing. When we watch how you work, we're able to figure out that, hey, this is the 10 things that you consistently do, and you haven't even thought about potentially how you could do it even better. So when we watch, we learn not only what you do in your environment, but how can we solve the problem a little bit better. And then lots of other inputs come in, but one of the really, really good ones for us that we use machine learning in-house on is what we call product telemetry. Product telemetry, because we're a cloud-based system, we can see what things you're clicking on, how you're using certain features, but more importantly, what features are you not using or you're getting stuck at. So machine learning is helping us to collect all this information, process it, and help us focus on the things that you need most. So you can count on us to really use technology, innovate, and help you become business agile well into the future. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we got to hear from Ali about some of the ways that we're gathering input to make the products better and more strongly aligned with our customers. And there's probably no greater place we're doing that, no bigger manifestation of that than our industry editions. The industry editions are just doing incredibly well. We're so excited about the uptake on it. We're now at the point where 85% of the sales in 2021 were one of these 4 industry editions. And the good thing about that is it allows us to create a group of, across Acumatica, from product management all the way through development, that get to focus on the needs of a very specific set of customers and really build the best version of Acumatica for them. And so industry editions are going great. We're fully committed to that plan going forward, and you're going to hear a whole bunch more about them tomorrow. But we want to go even faster. And we've been talking about this ecosystem approach, and we think the ecosystem can help bring even more agility to what we're doing here at Acumatica and help us accelerate. So I've got 3 announcements to make this morning, all of which I think each are very exciting. Collectively, it's a lot. So number 1, I'm excited to announce the Acumatica acquisition of IBS Imperium. IBS Imperium is a property management application, and by us acquiring it, it lets Acumatica immediately enter the vertical of property management. And this will be available immediately on our price list as the Acumatica Property Management module. And like all the Acumatica modules, it's built on top of the Acumatica Cloud platform. And so it interacts seamlessly with all of the other modules we have from Acumatica. Sure, yeah. So be excited about property management. We are. Okay, the next one's another really cool one, the Acumatica Document Cloud. So we've been working over the last few years with Adobe on a number of areas. You've seen us announce the work we did with Adobe on e-signatures. And then last summit, we showed off the work we were doing with Adobe Document Format, PDF markup, and the fact that you can mark up documents and bring them into the Acumatica environment seamlessly and store them connected to a particular customer or a particular project, and also with version control, right? And the response to all of that has been just tremendous. So what we're doing is we're taking this all to the next level. We're streamlining it, and we're bundling it together along with licenses for e-signatures and streamlining the workflow in the Acumatica Document Cloud. Removing all of the complex licensing requirements that go along with trying to do it the way it's been working previously. So, again, a place where I think we've looked at what you guys are doing. The uptake to this Adobe PDF markup was fantastic, and we've got even more ideas of things we can do with Adobe, so stay tuned for more going forward. But that's out there very shortly. Okay. Third announcement I want to make this morning is with a partner of ours, a little company in California called Autodesk, that many of you probably know a bit about. But what I'd like to do to learn more about this and learn more about Autodesk is ask Josh from Autodesk to come out on stage and join me here. Josh, welcome to the Acumatica Summit 2022.
Great, thanks for having me here.
Great to be here. So tell us a little bit about Autodesk.
Sure. We're a global player, thousands of employees and millions of customers worldwide.
Okay.
Today we're here to talk a little bit about Autodesk Construction Cloud and our recent integration with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that's been pretty exciting is there's an Acumatica partner. It was a standalone company called ProEst that you guys acquired recently. So maybe touch on that a little bit.
We did. It's an exciting acquisition for us. It allows us to connect our pre-construction tools to our course of construction tools and really bringing estimating into the heart of cost management.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, so we already have quite a few joint customers together. All right, so why don't you tell them where you're going, Josh?
All right, sounds good. So one of the things that we've worked on with Acumatica is embedding our Forge large model viewer inside of Acumatica. So what this allows you to do is bring together your accounting and your BIM asset and allow you to interrogate the model, look at the objects inside of it, understand those elements, and also look at the properties behind them.
Super, super cool. Yeah.
Really exciting there. Another integration that we have is along...
Well, hang on. These guys, yeah. That's cool. Look at that. You're getting rotations inside Acumatica. Okay, right. But there's more.
A second area. Imagine being a project manager out on your job site and going to look at your expenses inside of our cost management module. What you'll see here is transactions that have flowed into the system from Acumatica. Now, over in Acumatica, let's say you enter in a materials transaction, and we're looking at that here. Once your material transaction's been entered, you can go up and release this transaction. Now, what that's going to do is generate that transaction for you over back in the Autodesk Construction Cloud. So now when I refresh my browser, what you'll see is that material transaction has now made its way into our system and is ready for your project teams.
It's awesome. What do you guys think? All about keeping the field team in sync with the head office, right? And so Josh, I mean, we're just getting going with some of the things with Autodesk. We've got other ideas of areas to work on. One in particular, Autodesk has a lot of manufacturing capability, CAD design, and we've got some ideas of things that we think we can work on in the future. And this stuff will be available later this quarter. So thank you so much for being here, Josh. Great.
Thanks, John.
Awesome stuff. So, the IBS acquisition, the Acumatica Document Cloud, and Autodesk are just 3 examples of how this ecosystem approach allows us to go even faster. It empowers Acumatica to really be as fast and as agile as we can be. And as we strive on this mission for constant improvement, how we deliver all of this through the ecosystem and the broad community is just an important part of everything we do. So hear more about that.
Please welcome Chief Revenue Officer Sanket Akerker.
Good morning, everyone. We've heard some great announcements and partnerships from John and Ali. And all morning, we've been talking about how best Acumatica aligns with customer needs. But every customer is unique. As you heard this morning, John shared some examples with Clive Coffee, ISS, as well as Mosaic. And then we heard about Green Bay Packaging. All of these companies operate in different industries. They have different strategies. They have different business models. How is it possible to meet all of those needs? Well, at Acumatica, we do that through our ecosystem. Acumatica's built a strong and comprehensive ecosystem in order to align with customer needs. That our ecosystem is made up of a number of different organizations. First, we have ISVs, independent software vendors, who build integrations to connect to Acumatica or to build modules that provide additional business functionality. We also have VARs, value-added resellers, who not only resell Acumatica, but also provide implementation and support services to our customers. We also have OEMs, original equipment manufacturers, who embed Acumatica software into their solutions in order to make it relevant for a specific vertical or a geography. We lastly also have developers who can take our software and extend it to meet the needs of specific customers and what they need to do today. So we have all these great organizations that provide all of this functionality and capability of our customers, but the ecosystem is not just made up of organizations. It's also made up of thousands of individuals. And we recognize the best of individuals, the ones that deliver the most to the community, in our MVP award. So please join me in congratulating our 2022 Acumatica MVPs, all 120 of them. If you're in the room here today, please stand up to be recognized. So many great familiar faces in that group. So wonderful. Thank you all for being here. So how does the ecosystem actually deliver on the needs? Well, it comes down to 3 things. First, it's about integrations. Second, it's about extensibility. And third, it's about vertical applications. So let's talk about each of these in turn. So on integration, I want to share with you one of our customers, ToughBuilt. ToughBuilt is a manufacturer of tools that helps contractors build faster, build stronger, and work smarter. They're a public company that's growing over 150% year over year. They've got great growth strategies. They're expanding to retailers like Home Depot. They're connecting to marketplaces like Amazon, and they're growing in their geos like Mexico and Europe. They would not have been able to grow so fast if it hadn't been for Acumatica and the flexibility of our solution to be able to support the integrations to third-party ISVs and also integrations to other organizations that they needed to. They have a fantastic VAR, Clear Systems. Clear Systems was able to help them with those integrations and those connections and connect to third-party software like Mapadox, TrueCommerce, Artsel, and Avalara. But in addition to that, Clear Systems helped to take our solution from GitHub for the Amazon connector and build their connection to the Amazon marketplace. Without Clear Systems and the Acumatica solution, ToughBuilt would not have been able to grow as fast as they did. Second, I'd like to talk about extensibility. So when I talk about extensibility, what does this actually mean? Well, what we do at Acumatica is we work with our customers and we work with our partners to understand the specific needs of customers. We work and build those things together with them, and then we bring that learning back into the product. So I'd like to share 4 examples where we've done that with our customers. The first is Fabuwood. Fabuwood needed to have a more complex MRP optimization for their needs. We worked with them to understand what that was. We built that code, and we actually brought it back into our product so we could make it available for all customers. FWWeb. FWWeb had a specific need for being able to scan thousands of documents. So we took our device hub technology and we built a cloud scanning solution for FWWeb. Third, FinTech. FinTech had some very complicated pick, pack, ship requirements. So we worked with them to create a modified batch picking process. Hard thing to say. And Acronis, in order to meet their ASC 606 requirements, we work with them to be able to track their subscription revenue better and build that back in the product. All of this was about extending the capabilities of Acumatica, working with our customers to give them more capabilities day in and day out. And lastly, I want to talk about vertical applications. All of these are examples of solutions that we've built on top of Acumatica, our partners have built on top of Acumatica to meet the needs of specific vertical customers. So a couple of examples I'd like to point out. Hotel Investor Apps, who's built on top of Acumatica in order to provide a solution for hotel companies. Or Jamis, who's built on top of Acumatica to build a solution for government contractors. And lastly, Nonprofit Plus, who's built on top of Acumatica to have a solution for nonprofits. All in the ability to be able to get more close to those verticals and provide the needs for all of these customers in all these different industries. So for those of you here, I'm sure you've been at the marketplace last night and you'll be there for the rest of Summit. It's a wonderful physical representation of the marketplace, but we also have an online representation of that. And in the online marketplace, you can find hundreds of solutions where customers can go discover, learn, and buy all of the things they need to meet their needs. So, in closing, it's the power of the technology and the platform, our integrations, extensibility, vertical apps, working together with our VARs, ISVs, OEMs, and developers that allows the Acumatica ecosystem to align to customer needs. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sanket. And again, this ecosystem approach is so important, it's so fundamental to everything we do here at Acumatica. Now, we've been talking a lot this morning about aligning with the needs of our customers. And one area we're doing that, and we're hearing more and more about it from our customers, is in the area of sustainability. Now, when a customer moves from an on-premise legacy server to the Acumatica cloud, we are helping them reduce their environmental impact by 72% from that server to the cloud. And we're excited about taking that to 100% by getting to an Acumatica cloud that is fully powered by sustainable energy. And we're working hard on that one. Right here at the Acumatica Summit, we're working on sustainability with all of you, and you might not even know it. The examples of this are, we've worked really hard to reduce the amount of paper waste that's going on by giving you guys more of the information in the application or online on the website. We're working hard to reduce the food waste that happens at the summit. You know, these big events generate lots and lots of food waste, and if it's not managed properly, it's really not a good thing. And so we've worked with the Wynn Hotel on new methods on doing this, and local food banks and shelters, and we're really doing a much, much better job around managing food waste. Yeah, well. And then lastly, as we've dug in on our environmental footprint, what's been kind of interesting to realize is one of the biggest things from Acumatica, the whole company, creating impact on the environment, is the summit, but one particular part of the summit, which is all of the airfare of you guys flying in and flying out. Not just you, but us as well, right? And so what we've done there is we've gone out and we've purchased carbon offset credits to cover the flights for all of us in the room here for coming and going from the summit. But one of the great things about being at Acumatica is we get to work with a lot of customers, and some of those customers have a very specific mission around sustainability. And I'd like you to hear the story of one of them, Cornell Cooperative Extension, and the work they're doing managing sustainability efforts across 56 different organizations in New York State. Let's go ahead and hear from them.
There's a huge range of things that go on in Extension in New York State. We cover agriculture, community and economic development, the environment, nutrition, youth and families. The environment is one of our priority areas. There are 7 million acres of farms in New York State. Cornell Cooperative Extension educators work with farms. What are the farming practices that are the most protective of the watershed? Making sure that we're keeping water clean and we're keeping farm products away from drinking water.
There's 56 different associations in the state of New York, so each one of them does things just a little bit differently since they're their own actual 501c3 entities.
When we were working with Sage, there were obviously some roadblocks to success. Most frequently, things like our staff not being able to get information they needed in a timely manner.
It was on servers located on campus. Those servers were getting old and also needed to be upgraded, and the software needed to be upgraded.
Until their books were closed for the previous year, they were spending blind. There was no way to look at current activity.
With the help of our Prelude partner, we were able to roll out 3 to 4 counties a week and switch them from our previous Sage software to Acumatica.
We roadmapped out the project realistically, and expectations were met on both sides. It was a true team effort.
We were able to have a 1 to 1.5 hour live meeting, walk them through the processes of accounts payable, accounts receivable, banking, general ledger, and after that they were really good to go.
In February of 2020, we started realizing that all of our staff were going to need to go remote, and in particular, our finance staff would still need to be able to connect to accounts, to pay bills.
I was used to having to go to the office and look up something in a file cabinet. Everything I need is in Acumatica.
Right before we started talking, I stood over to the left, pulled my cell phone out, and I looked at a receipt from a 4-H'er about a scholarship and approved the voucher for it.
Every few years, we have to do an economic impact study. In the past, it's taken literally months to put that data together. We expect to be able to do that in just a few days now.
In addition, looking at the Lexo, that's been a great tool for us to make sure that we can get all the reporting that we need.
Acumatica has given everyone on my staff increased independence to get the information they need.
It's a complete business solution as opposed to just a financial software package.
Product fits us very well where we are right now, and it also offers the opportunity to grow with us.
Acumatica is magic.
What a great story, and how about that cow? That's my favorite little bit in there, the cow. I've watched it several times. Every time I see the cow, it makes me smile. So we're very lucky to have some of the people connected with Cornell Cooperative Extension here with us this morning. Sarah, Donna, and their partner, Craig from Prelude Consulting. Come on up, guys. Hey, good morning, good morning. Donna, good morning, Craig. All right, hey. So thank you so much for being here this morning and sharing the video with us. But let's talk a little bit more about what's going on with Acumatica and letting you guys serve the the wide array of organizations that they support at Cornell Cooperative Extension. So let's start with you, Sarah, and why don't you talk a little bit about how Acumatica has helped you really serve these organizations, more fully over the last 2 years.
Thank you, John. Thank you for having us. We sat in the audience just like you 2 years ago, trying to decide if this was the right product for us. By the time we got to the end of the conference, we knew that we were in the right place. For us, we have 56 organizations. We run thousands of programs across the state. Our mission is aligned in some of the things that you've talked about with sustainability and preservation of natural resources. So really what Acumatica does for our organization is allows the finance people to get the information that they need, put it together, so that our program people can focus on working with the community, working with farms, and working with businesses across the state to do the great programs that they do.
Awesome, awesome. So, Donna, you get to be the one who spends more time with Acumatica. Why don't you tell us a little more? You called it magic, but be a little bit more specific.
So our transformation to Acumatica has been fantastic. What we've been able to do to support the program folks, those folks that are out in the field, has been like night and day. Previously, they were waiting until the end of the month to get a report to show how their grant or contract or project was going. Do they have enough revenues? Where's their expenses? Now we are going through the automatic approval process. They know when they see their AP bills go through their error invoices, they're approving those themselves. They're able to get into Acumatica and look as many times of the day as they want and see their activity. They can, they don't have to wait for us at the end of the month. In addition, the finance folks, it's been completely different. I was used to going to the office and having to look in a file or waiting for a paper on someone's desk to be approved. Now, everything I need is truly at my fingertips. I don't have to worry that I've left a paper someplace that I need it and I'm not there. And I can work from Las Vegas.
Yeah, great. And you heard the gentleman in the video talking about how you could, approve the remote 4-H voucher, which is great to hear. So Sarah, back to you. Obviously, we've been hearing a lot about partners and Acumatica partners and how they get involved. Perhaps you could talk a little bit about Prelude's role in all of this.
Yep. Well, I think we were really benefited by the fact that our partner took the time to get to know us and know our needs. So they were able to really make sure that we are able to dive into the capabilities of Acumatica. And we dove in, but we keep hearing new things. We're getting ready for the CRM.
Exactly what we've been talking about.
And the other nice thing is that they've been able to help us connect with other partners like Velexo, which has been a rock star in helping us put together reports. Unfortunately for Donna, I sometimes text her at 10 o'clock at night, and I have what I need within 10 minutes. I'm not sure how that's doing for you, but it's been really good for me.
Okay, well that's awesome.
And that's Craig. Thank you. Yeah.
So Craig, why don't you talk a little bit about your perspective on all of this?
Yeah, this was a great project for us. We were able to take 60 plus tenants in a matter of 7 months and convert them all over to Acumatica, not only during COVID, but also remote. So we didn't have to step 1 foot in any of their offices. The best part about it is we were able to sell this concept to our other clients who love the fact that we can do this all remote. We don't have to worry about getting on a plane going somewhere. And it changed our business.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I want to thank all of you for being here and sharing the story of Cornell Cooperative Extension. And I'm excited to announce that Cornell Cooperative Extension is the Acumatica 2022 Impact Customer of the Year. Thank you, Joe. So there you go. There's the award. Come on in. Let's do a picture. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. See you. Donna, Sarah, thank you so much for being there.
All right.
Yep. One more hand for the Impact 2022 Customer of the Year. Thank you. What a great story. So we've talked a lot about our mission of constant improvement and about how it's supported by the innovation, the constant technology delivery that we're doing in a very pragmatic way, though, and then how we deliver this through the ecosystem approach that Acumatica has embraced. and more importantly, how this all comes together to drive business agility and ultimately help all of you thrive in today's global digital economy. As I said at the beginning, Acumatica Summit is ground zero for the Acumatica community. And yeah, we've got literally hundreds and hundreds of Acumatica customers here, hundreds and hundreds of Acumatica partners here, but we also have hundreds of Acumatica employees here. And it's a great opportunity for them to connect with you throughout the conference. So as you see them walking around wearing the Acumatica shirts, please feel free to reach out to them, tell them the story of what you're working on, tell them your ideas of how you think we can make the product better, because they're all very, very excited to hear from you about that. Please take the time over the next 2 days, get the most of what you need out of the summit. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be around over the next 2 days too, and thank you for your trust.